Three.
Hi everyone, we are group number 2. We are completing our assessment for our final group project. Catherine will be playing our client today, Nancy Kaufman, and Grant, Adriana, and I will be playing the part of social workers. So let's get started. Hi Nancy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you for making the time to come and meet with us. These are my colleagues, Grant, Adriana, and my name is Luli. Again, we're super grateful that you are making the time to come and meet with us, to open up with us. We really appreciate that, and we want to make sure that you feel welcome and safe with us. We're just going to start off with asking you some basic questions, if that's okay with you.
It is.
All right. What is your full legal name? Can you state that for us?
Yes, my name is Nancy Kaufman.
Okay. And when's your date of birth, Nancy?
It's 5/17/1979. I'm 41 years old.
And you are Caucasian, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any religious background or preferences?
No, I don't have a religious preference.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
I am, yes.
Okay. Where are you working?
I'm a teacher at a local high school. I teach French, ancient history, and I also teach tennis.
Oh, wow. You're full of different types of jobs. Thank you for your service. I know that being a teacher is hard work, especially now with everything going on, everything changing. So thank you for your service again. What is your marital status, Nancy?
So I'm married, but we are currently separated.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll dive more into that if that's okay with you with our follow-up questions. Do you have any children?
Yeah, we do. We have two children. Our oldest, her name is Lucy, and she's 18 years old. Um, sorry, our oldest is 20. His name is Leo, and Lucy's 18.
Okay, great. Well, again, we will ask you some questions. We're all gonna just kind of get to know you a little bit more. But before we start with our questions, I just want to let you know that my colleagues and I, we are required to report any harm that we see that you want to do on yourself or others, any child abuse, pornography that you are involved, or anyone that you know, we are required by law to report that. But if none of that is going on, then just so you know, everything will stay confidential between us four. We just want you to feel safe. It's a safe place for you to be able to communicate and open up with us. And we're here for you. We're listening and we're on your side. We're on your team. So yeah, feel free to ask questions if you need to. Also take a break, let us know. We just want to make you feel comfortable and welcomed. And then I am actually going to ask our colleague Grant to start asking you questions, if that's okay with you, if we begin.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, awesome. Grant, go ahead.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi.
It's Grant. I'm glad that you came in. As I understand that you're recently separated with your husband.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, tell me, what were the events that led to the separation?
Yeah, it's actually kind of like the reason why I came in was due to our separation. It really started about 2 months ago. I didn't see it coming. My husband just came home one day and he said that he didn't want to be married anymore. And I was honestly so shocked that I told him it was a bad joke. But unfortunately, he wasn't joking at all. He was serious, and yeah, we've been separated ever since.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's got to be tough. Well, has it given you a reason why? What were some other events that?
Leading up to it, yeah. Looking back on like our history together, we were together for 29 years is when we initially met at graduate school. And ever since then, we've worked together. We both pursued teaching and we wanted to kind of like save the world together. And like, we both believe in peace and love. And we were really happy during those days. But, since then, as we've worked together, my husband has had two different affairs. And the first was with a teacher that we worked with. And it was when our kids were really young. But the second was when our kids were 15 and 17 years old. And when that affair happened, I told Jay that I wouldn't go back to him after that. I'd be done. And he was scared after that. And I don't think there's been any affairs since then. So, those are only like the only red flags leading up to our separation that I could think of.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry that that's happened. That's gotta be tough to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
How does that affect your feelings and your mood?
Yeah, it's affected me a lot, actually. Like I'm really normally like a bubbly personality, especially when I'm teaching. I'm really on top of things. And I'm really prepared for all my classes. But like since the separation, I've felt very depressed and anxious. And I really feel like I've like low energy. I'm tearful and lonely. And I just don't feel very concentrated when it comes to teaching. And it's hard because, Jay and I, because we work at the same school, we have the same like connections and the same friends. And so I don't want to make any of them the middleman. And so I haven't had anybody to talk to about this. So that's definitely made me really lonely.
Oh, sorry. I'm glad that you've come to therapy though. I hope to help you.
Yeah.
So that's affected your mood a little bit at work, and sorry to hear that.
Thanks.
Do you have any hopes of continuing your marriage, or is there any chances that you can continue?
It's hard to say, but like I said before, after that second affair, like we muddled our way through the first one, but the second one, I said I was going to leave him. And, now that we were separated because he wanted to leave me. I just think if we got back together, he would want to divorce me. So I don't know if it'd be worth it to like get back together with him, because I think he would ultimately end up leaving me and divorcing me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, sorry. Well, thanks for answering these tough questions. I'm going to pass on to Adriana to answer a few questions for her. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you again for just really opening up for these questions. I will ask you a couple more questions and feel free just to be honest as you've been doing. So the first question I will ask is, I want to touch bases on your sleep patterns. Have you noticed anything differently now sleeping alone in bed?
Yeah. I have no problem like getting into bed. I do ultimately feel pretty lonely going to bed by myself at night. But the problem is that although I get into bed at the right hour, I just end up like staying up late. I can't sleep. And then by the time I have to get up for work, it's like 7 a.m. So I definitely haven't been sleeping as much as I usually do. And I can definitely feel that every day.
So how much sleep would you say you would get average a day?
Maybe like 5 or 6 hours. Like I'll find myself staying up till like 12, anywhere from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Okay, and so has that affected your work performance in the mornings?
Yeah, it definitely has. I've been very like tired and fatigued, and I don't have as much energy as I did before.
Gotcha. My next question is, I want to talk to you about your eating schedule. How is that like?
Whenever I like go to make a meal, I rarely fix a whole meal. I just feel like ultimately like I have a lack of appetite. I don't feel very hungry anymore, and it's just everything's been so hard with all the changes and since our separation that I don't really, have an appetite.
Gotcha. Would you say you've lost pounds since you're not eating? Your appetite's lost?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've definitely lost some weight.
How much would you say you have lost?
More like 5 to 8 pounds. It hasn't been like dramatic or over 10, but enough where I can tell I haven't been eating a lot and I've just been exhausted.
Have any of your family or friends noticed it?
No one's really said anything. Yeah. Like I said, it hasn't been dramatic, so no one's really said anything.
Do you take any medication?
I haven't ever been prescribed anything before, and but honestly, like whenever I get anxious, I've just never experienced very much anxiety before. And so like my neighbor, she has a medication that she uses, it's called Xanax. And so we're good friends, and so if I'm feeling really anxious, like she'll have me come over and I'll take that. And I've done that a couple of times.
Would you say your neighbors Xanax help you, or would you say it helps symptoms? Does it make it worse?
No, yeah, it helps in a sense that it kind of like numbs like the pain that I'm feeling, but because I've had such a lack of energy and been so like depressed, I don't know if like numbing the pain is necessarily helpful. That's kind of why I came to therapy, because I hope I can like talk through what I'm going through, but yeah, maybe something like that could help me in the future if I'm doing therapy as well.
Okay, and then really quickly, you mentioned something about being depressed. Do you have any thoughts of harming yourself or others?
No, I've never had thoughts of harming myself or anybody else. Yeah.
I'll pass it to my other colleagues. Thank you again for answering those questions.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nancy, like Adriana was saying, we thank you for your time, for opening up to us. I'm sorry for what you're going through right now. And just so you know, we are here for you. Like I mentioned in the beginning, we're on your side, we're on your team, so we would love to help you. Just kind of listening through to the conversation that you had with us, I would like to recommend you to professional help in different areas that I think would be helpful for you right now. You mentioned that you are kind of lacking appetite, so you've lost some weight, and you've had some struggles with your dietary patterns right now. So I would like to recommend you to a nutritionist. Here in Utah, there's a center. It's called Utah Valley Hospital Outpatient in Provo. I feel like that would be a great help and fit for you to help you again with your eating habits. And you also mentioned that you're feeling lonely, and so we like to recommend our clients to support groups, so that way you never feel lonely. You're always surrounded by people, people that might be going through the same situation as you are right now. There's a clinic in Midvale, Utah. It's called the Healing Group. think that would be super beneficial for you to be able to go there and get to know others. And then you mentioned that whenever you feel anxious, you've been taking Xanax from your neighbor. We would like to refer you to a doctor. That way the doctor can prescribe you with the proper medication that you are needing. And then also we would love to continue seeing you here, continue with therapy once a week if that's something that you are interested in. If this was helpful for you, opening up to us and sharing your story with us, and we would love to continue seeing you. And yeah, was that something that would that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like this helped today, so thank you.
Awesome, great. We're glad to hear that, Nancy. And we'll be sending you all of these recommendations that we just went through to the contact information that you provided. So if you could just be on the lookout for that. If you have any questions or need further help with that, please reach out to one of us. We'd be happy to help you. And again, we thank you for your time, and we look forward to helping you and being here for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Have a good day.
Bye, Nancy.
Bye.
Bye.